Hello, I'm Doug Stenslick with Cripple Creek Backcountry, and we're here to talk about the Scarpa F1 LT. Scarpa F1 LT has become my go-to boot from everything from low-angle midwinter powder skipping to spring mountaineering and more aggressive skiing. I use it as my uphill fitness boot, and it's become really that perfect boot for most occasions. Even though it has replaced a lot of my other boots and become a favorite, I have some personal qualms with it, and I'll let you know about those as we go. This is my boot. Not physically this one, although I'm also a 27. When I try to bring my boot in for this review, we couldn't even show it on TV because it's been over so many rocks and skied so many days. So we brought out a fresh one to show you what a boot should look like before you destroy it. I love the boot a lot more than I expected. I was a big believer in its predecessor, which was the Alien RS. I think Scarpa blew it by going away from the string system. The only reason they needed to get rid of what used to be a totally integrated buckle throw to the string system like we saw in the Alien RS was just to make the boot look more like a ski boot that the average backcountry skier is used to. Totally unnecessary, doesn't make the boot ski any better, but does make it look a little bit cooler. They did add a lot of carbon to the lower, so it's a carbon Grillamid total shell now, which did add a lot of torsional stiffness and forward stiffness. That made the boot ski a lot better, even if the buckles didn't. What I don't like about the buckles is, for one, you'll see a lot of people saying that it's a one buckle throw. You will get very little of the boot's roughly 70 degree range of motion if you are just throwing this in the back. It won't flex very much. The only way to achieve that full range of motion would be to loosen this up even more than your pre-designed setting and loosen up this top power strap to barely be on. That will let you actuate the full cuff. Of course, not a lot of people do that, so then you have the choice between touring with the boot a little too locked up or skiing with it not locked up enough, or lifting your pant leg every time and going through this process. They did make this top power strap that's obviously not on the full race boot like an Alien RS was. I took it off. It comes off pretty easily in the back. It's totally removable and you can put it back on. It's nice to know it's that function. If you're just doing some meadow skipping, you probably don't need a whole extra layer. Some more things I like about the boot are the BOA is clutch. As I said, mine are totally devastated through walking over rocks. If you have buckles, you will break buckles off. Keeping the BOA totally enclosed and on top helps a ton with not destroying it on rocks. The big issue with the BOA, another thing I think was kind of missed on this boot, is there's a lot of space on the Intuition liner. There's a pretty big gap from where this BOA encloses and on the top. You can max out the BOA really quick, and if you keep trying to tighten, that's when you'll break a BOA. What helps the most is putting 4 to 8 millimeters of foam on the top. Any boot fitter can help you. That way when you're twisting this BOA, you're actually securing it. If we look at just the liner by itself, this is a full Intuition liner. It's highly moldable compared to almost any other 1,000-gram boot on the market. I think that's what makes this boot a go-to. I couldn't get my foot in it when I first tried it on in the shop, but the more I worked on it, it made a ton of room on the liner. You're not going to get a lot of extra movement in the shell. You can punch them, but you can't punch them very big. So you really want to try to get this boot fitting pretty well out of the box. But for a 1,000-gram boot, it's stiff enough to ski, I would say, comfortably up to a 95 underfoot ski. I've seen friends skiing 106s on it, and I told them you are for sure going to break it, but the boots are still working for them, and it's going fine. It probably voids the Scarpa warranty, so I would just mention that. But you can ski a pretty healthy, beefy boot, especially a nice soft POW, or an aggressive, skinnier spring mountaineering ski. Check out the Scarpa F1 LT.